What's happening, HC Nation? Zach Edwards here with another Stump the Creator. You guys are the Stumpers. I am the creator. I'm the creator of Historical Conquest. As you can see, this is the top, the second word of our name, Conquest. This is Historical Conquest, which is a game that's beta. Think of it this way. It's a mixture between Pokemon, so game cards, Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, any of these other card games. They look like them, but they play like the game of Risk or a lot of others. I mean, that's just the easiest game for people to realize, but it's more fun, more strategic, and not as long. So it can be long, but most of the time it's not. Especially with our Friday tournaments, it gets a lot shorter because our players are very well versed in the game. And those that are not, we help them to become very versed in the game. So let us get to these first questions. The first one is from Nathan. Nathan, thank you so much for asking this question, or these questions. He has 6 of them. If I play 1.0 Knights of the Golden Circle on an American land, can I use Tokyo Rose to stop that morale loss? Also, what is the point of having that card in your deck? Funny enough, let me tell you a little bit of the history of the Knights of the Gold Circle. I've got it right here in front of me. It has been it's a cursed card. It really is. I mean, just for what they were trying to do, their history. Let's see. The Knights of the Golden Circle was a secret society which sought to establish a slave empire in the southern U.S. Created in 1854 by George Bickley, the group used clandestine and paramilitary operations to support the Confederacy in the Civil War with an end state goal of overthrowing the US government. Yeah, this is why that card is cursed. It's because of who they were. Now let me read to you what they did in HC 1.0. Let's see. Or maybe I got rid of them on this one. Golden Circle. Nope. I think I had to give away that card because I've run out of those cards. Okay. So I don't have the actual card. But every time we've printed it, we've tried to change it so it makes more sense. And every time it just comes out as garble. Yeah, it's really weird. So most people get rid of that card. It's one of those like Hitler. It's like it's not a really good, it wasn't a good group. It wasn't a good whatever. And so, yeah, it's been cursed. So this time it says, if the Knights reside in North America with or with a North American leader, decrease all opponents' morale by 300 points. Enough said. I mean, that's why it's useful. Decreases the morale of 300 points for all your opponents. So, but an organization is not usually put into a land. It's usually put in the active area. So if it's in a civilization, resides in North America, yes. So here's the thing. So I told people, well, just use it like a vessel, but it's not a vessel. It goes in your active area, but your active area influences your whole civilization. So if you have a North American land, or you have a North American leader, and then you play that card, it decreases all the morale of all the people around you. So all of your opponents lose 300 morale. That's how you play it. You do not play it in a land like a vessel. It's not a inanimate object and that you put into a land. It is an organization that thrives throughout your whole civilization. And if you put it in place, everyone's morale is decreased by 300 points. And this is a instant and one time. So if you don't use the abilities right away, you lose them. So that's the point of it. And let's see, Tokyo Rose. Let's see, he didn't say 1.0, 2.0 for Tokyo Rose. So we'll go to 2.0. Tokyo Rose interrupts. Tokyo Rose cancels out any loss of morale caused by any one specific card. Yes. So if you have, say, 3 opponents, one of them has Tokyo Rose, that only cancels out that deduction on your side. on one person's side, whoever has Tokyo Rose. Everyone else loses 100 morale, or 300 morale. So there you go. And she's a hold one time. So if you use her ability before then, you don't get to use that ability on the Knights of the Gold Circle. But now you know who the Knights of the Gold Circle are. There's someone that wanted to keep slavery and support the Confederacy, and in the end, overthrow the US government. No good. Okay, moving on to the next. How do you take the Knights of the Gold Circle with 1.0 Senate? Okay, 1.0 Senate. Says interrupt card, reverse any event card played against it. It's not event. U.S. Senate, or the U.S. Senate does not work against it. So, or is this, or Senate? Actually, he's not saying U.S. Senate. He's saying the Senate, which was the Roman Senate, or the Senate. So basically, I could say either way. But if you're talking about the Senate, meaning the Roman Senate, it says you gain control of any one opponent's organization in play. Ah, there you go. Move it to your battlefield or discard it. You enjoy all the organization's abilities. So someone plays it and later on, and does not discard it. So this is why you always discard an instant one-time card. You discard it the next turn. So it has to be in play for one turn, and then you discard it right after that, because you don't want this to happen. It's like the atomic bomb. You don't want to just sit there in your active area. That means it's still active. That means anyone can steal it at any time. So as soon as you can, you get rid of it. But to be active, at least the atomic bomb, it means that that land that is active, or that land is actively uninhabitable because of the abilities of the atomic bomb, that card has to be out there. That atomic bomb has to be out in play, active, until that ability goes away. Then you can discard that card. But you want to discard it as soon as possible, so that someone like Nikola Tesla, there, that guy right here, doesn't have the issue of stealing that ability and then doubling it back on you. That's a hard hit. So yes, the Senate does get to steal it from your battlefield, meaning the whole civilization, and is able to take it from your active area, put it in their active area, and then you get to lose 300 morale points. So again, something that you want to be careful on. He continues, okay, how would you place it in an American land or anywhere? You don't place it in any American land. I just explained that, so hopefully that makes sense. Senate says, you may take control of any one organization currently in play by an opponent, claiming your opponent's card for your own active area and owning all abilities of the organization. There you go. So it goes in your active area. Senate does not say to place it in an active, does not say to place it in your active area. Always put it in your active area. It's an organization. Does that mean you can take Knights of the Golden Circle at all with the Senate? Yes, it does. Hope that answers your question. Moving on to question number 3. Battle of Thermopylae says your opponent must win 3 battles before you suffer any negative effects. Does that mean all your opponents collectively must win 3 battles against you, or must each individual opponent with 3 battles against you? So looking at the actual card, it says interrupt. I'm right here. Interrupt. For the next 3 rounds, an opponent must win 3 battles. One opponent must 3 battles against your civilization in total before you suffer any negative effects. So 3 from one opponent. The next opponent, for the next 3 rounds, an opponent. Say any opponent? No, an opponent means any opponent for 3 rounds though too. So after 3 rounds, then that just goes away. So they might have hit you twice, and then and then the 3rd round, or I guess the 4th round, the card goes away, so it doesn't even matter. They don't even have to hit you the 3rd time before, or I guess even the 2nd time before you can have a negative effect on them. So it only lasts for 3 rounds. Okay, say I have Tokyo Rose out on my battlefield. Okay, we already talked about her. She's the one that stops loss of morale. And I lost her. My opponent plays 6-Day War on one of my different lands without Tokyo Rose. Can I use Tokyo Rose to stop the morale 6-Day War caused me to lose by attacking me? Could I also do that with 1.0 bombing of Hamburg? Okay, let's see. 6-Day War. Why does all those cards always have to be on the backside? Okay, let me be right back. It interrupts. 6-Day War. I've got the Emu Wars. I have no 6-Day War. I have Silent Knights, but no 6-Day War. Where is the 6-Day War? I got him. I got it. Nope, that's not. That's the destruction of the temple. It's been stolen. Where did it go? Oh, 6-Day War. Got it. Okay. Interrupt. One of your lands gains 3,000 strength, then fights all of your opponent's lands in the same continent. Infinite attacks. If you win, gain 400 morale, and your opponent's hand over those lands. Okay, this one says, can I use Tokyo Rose against it? So Tokyo Rose. Oh, Nike. Sorry, my encyclopedia is so large from cards, it's falling apart. Tokyo Rose. Tokyo Rose cancels out any loss of morale caused by any one specific card. Does not say it actually has to be in the land that you're attacking. It's just canceling out the morale loss from it. So, and the 6-Day War is the one that causes you to lose morale, because it actually cancels out a loss of morale caused by any one specific card. So yes, it does. It cancels out the morale loss of that. Yes, it does. Okay. Then it continues about the 1.0 bombing of Hamburg. Let's see, events. Bombing of Hamburg. Interrupts. On your opponent's turn, declare war and attack their country once. This ends their turn until the next round. So yeah, technically it would, because it's a card that's causing that to happen. And by causing, it means that there's a difference in the regular rule play, the regular gameplay. So Battle of Hamburg changes that gameplay. So yes, it's caused by that card. So any morale loss doesn't get lost. Tokyo 6-Day War as well changes the normal gameplay. So I say yes, it does. Okay. On to, let's see, Nathan's fifth question. Henry Ford says, you may play 4 cards per turn while Ford is in play. Can you use that extra action to discard? Does it mean you can either play 4 cards or use 3 actions? What do you mean by actions? Can you use that extra action to discard? Yeah, so let's see. You may play 4 cards per turn. Discard. Yeah, so in the rules it says you can play 3 cards per turn, and any one of those 3 can be discarding. So yes, I would say that for Henry Ford, you may play 4 cards. Basically, playing is just to take it out of your hands. So 1, 2, 3 on the battlefield, 1 on the discard. I said it's fair enough. Yes. I know that you can only double a doubler once, but what about cards that have a choice ability and one of your options is to double, like Sir Henry Bessemer? Sir Henry Bessemer. Okay, who is Sir Henry Bessemer? Henry Bessemer. I know that name. I'm just having issues trying to find him. Maybe it's because I need to know my authors better. Authors, here we go. Sir Henry Bessemer. No, I was thinking Sir Walter Scott. Sir Henry Bessemer. Engineer. That's who it was. That's right. Industrial Revolution. I know him. What would have made him a businessman or inventor? Sometimes it's synonymous. Sir Henry Bessemer. Holy cow. Well, I cannot find him. Oh, could be that he's not. It's funny because it's like HG Jeopardy. Sometimes I don't even know where my own cards are. Sir Henry Bessemer. Knew he was there. Industrial Revolution. Okay, going back to the question. Says, oh yeah, about doubling. Sir Henry Bessemer, increase your morale by 500 points or double the effects of any businessman currently in play. Okay, so if you double someone, that's a doubler, and then you double the abilities of Sir Bessemer, that does not work. It is still only up to 4. So you would only be able to double. You might as well use one card to double Bessemer, because then that gives you 4 times the effects of a businessman. Because you cannot do 4 times 4 of whatever ability, that would be 8. And we don't do 8s. We do up to 4. 4. So doubling Bessemer is the max you can do. Doubling Tesla, who doubles an ability, that's 4. That's as much as you can do. So hopefully that answers your question. It continues though. It says, can I double the first power and then double the second power? No, Bessemer is to choose. You get one of the 2. You don't get to do both, and you don't get to double both for these. You can only double one of them. Now, if you did double a double and then choose his first ability of 500 morale points, yeah, you could do that. But remember, there's a max of only 800 morale. This brings up a good question when it comes to Charles Babbage, which says either increase your morale by 300 or ignore the morale gains or loss limits for 1 turn. Babbage is one that is most likely going to be blacklisted for all games. He's a rare. He's going to be an ultra rare because we're never going to use him again like that. That is just like way overpowered. And so if you want to double his quadruple his 500 morale points, then yeah, you'd have 2,000 morale there. Yikes. That's all I can say is yikes. Okay. Anyways, that's the questions for Nathan. So thanks for joining us. Then also Jacob, we got one more. I got time for one more. Says, hello, Zach. I have a question or two about Henry Ford from the Industrial Revolutions pack. He says that the moving assembly line increases your productivity. You may play 4 cards per turn while Ford is in play. My question with this cards are, Does this make all the cards interrupts? It seems kind of overpowered. Why would it be all of them are interrupts? Let's bring up Henry Ford. The moving assembly line increases your productivity. You may play 4 cards per turn while Ford is in play. And these are your turn. So it's the turn that you use Henry Ford. It's a constant 4 times. So you can use it every time it's your turn. Why an interrupt? So you've lost me there. Does this make all your cards interrupts? It seems kind of overpowered. I don't know why it would be interrupts. No, you basically make it, instead of playing 3 cards per turn, you make 4 cards per turn. And that has to be done before you have an attack. Because as soon as you play an attack, you can't play any more cards. That is the rule, and that's not superseded by Ford. It says you may play 4 cards per turn as long as he is in play. If someone steals him, do you still get to play 4 cards? He is still in play. It is just in someone else's battlefield. Great point. He's still in play. Doesn't say it has to be in your turn. So yes, I would say that still happens. If someone steals them from you and goes to 4, you can play 4, they can play 4. There you go. No harm, no foul. So Jacob, thank you so much for asking that question. Good questions. Again, I don't know why it's interrupt, so please put them in the comments below. Don't send me an email, just put it in the comments below of how it could be doubled, and we'll try to answer it from there. So thanks so much for joining us, guys. We will catch you next time. Take care. Bye. If you have any comments or questions, add them to the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow, actually. Take care. Bye.